Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Dev News Update number 79 from our friends at InfraSpace. And this one's a good one. Mod support? Yeah. Can we say yes, please? And here, I got my cursor on now. Yay. Okay, so yeah. This was just released today, July 8th. So let me just highlight this. A lot is in asterisks here. So hello everyone. Today I'm stoked to announce a feature for the next major update that has been requested a lot in the community. Mod support. Yeah. So let me just say that if a lot of indie games and games in general, I mean, if you don't have mod support, your game will not stand the test of time. And this is obvious in a lot of games. Skyrim. Okay, Fallout 4. People are still playing those games 11 years after, 12 years after. We have Factorio, 7 Days to Die. You know, there's so many mods for all these games. And there's another key how the mod support, is how the modding community is supported by the developers in helping them give them the tools and the access that they need to do certain things, to make the game, interesting. Now, in my personal experience, I played Factorio, I've played Fallout 4, I've played Skyrim, and you play the vanilla game, you're like, okay, I love the game, but I mean, I know everything about it now. I could do, there's some replayability there, but then eventually you're like, well, there's nothing more. Well, modding comes in and changes the game and makes it more interesting because you enjoy the experience, and now it's different, but it's still the same game, So let's continue. You'll be able to change all kinds of gameplay settings by editing JSON config files. Change the consumption and production rates and resources of buildings. Edit all texts and add your own custom translations for fun. Add new models and textures to the game. Specifically, this lets you create new buildings and entire new production chains. So if you're familiar with Factorio, Bob's Angels, Pyanodons, Space Exploration, all, Crastorio 2, for that, there's Fallout mods that are quality. I usually play Fallout Quality of Life, but there's mods that add new content, like a DLC content. Let's see what else there. 7 Days to Die has Darkness Falls, a completely overhaul mod. Same base game though, zombies and everything are still there, but they add more to it, make it more fun. Recipes get more complex, all that. So add new resources to the game. There's your complexity. Change speeds and settings of rows and rails. Decompile InfraSpace and look through the code yourself. So this is what I'm talking about, tools and support for the modding community. It creates a buzz, and now the mod developers can look at the source code and see, well, how am I going to get this to work with the base game and not crash it and have all kinds of problems. There's a game I won't mention that they work against the mod developers because they feel the modders do a better job and on the game, and usually sometimes they do, and that's not wrong. That's not something to fight. That's something to invite to your community. You do what the developers do, what they want to do with the game, and get it stable, and then release it in 1.0, and that's it, right? The mod developers will still be around, and they'll still want to mod, and they'll still want to play. So that's key right here. Decompile. It's so important. Write script mods by implementing mod classes that we pre-made for you, and use the well-known Harmony library to hook into our functions and change the game in deeper ways. It's interesting. I'm not really a coder, but scripts are kind of like you're writing code. to do certain things, So, whereas, changing actually the game recipes and things, that's not really coding. That's just changing a very, changing a set value to a different value. Changing the speed of roads is okay. If speed is 20, I'm going to go in and change it to 40. That's not coding. Scripting is coding. That's what they mean by that. Okay, so now let's see here. So here's the interface. It's probably hard to see, but mods is right here, and then these are your installed mods. I'm not too sure what all these other buttons are, but I'm sure we'll see that when it comes out. Modding is available in different tiers of difficulty and possibilities. Editing configuration files is so simple that anyone can do it. This includes changing building settings, production rates, etc. So that's the easy stuff there, just changing a number. And adding new models and textures to the game require you to install Unity and Blender. So Unity is the base for it. It's the engine, and Blender is another program you use to do graphics and animations, I think. I think Blender is more static art, but I think you can do animations in Blender. I don't use it, so I don't know. If you know, comment in the section down below, in the comment section there. You need to import your models into the InfraSpace mod kit project and export them to be used by the game. Okay. Script mods require you to have some programming knowledge, depending on the complexity of the mod. Your goal can be reached in a few lines, or it requires you digging deeper into the InfraSpace code. There you go. So yeah, you might want to go in and start editing things. Modding it overwrites the game settings. So the game loads, then they load the mods in. That's usually what happens. Okay, so in order to make things easier for you, we provide 3 things. A tutorial series that covers all the different kinds of mods. An InfraSpace Mod Kit Unity project that contains all the resources you need to get started. 3 small example mods that are available on the workshop. So they're using the Steam workshop for modding and can be downloaded to check them out and see how they work. Cool. So here's an example of a mod that they changed. They changed something with a mod. The Cryo Chamber example mod adds another spaceship module and shows you how to edit configuration files and change simple values. So right here, you can't really see it, but it says Cryo Chamber, and there's a new thing to build in the spaceship. So you can actually mod the spaceship stuff, which is amazing. And then we have a Blender example here. I believe this is Blender. The Salt Mine example. They already have this on these. This is a second one now that they have on the workshop. The Salt Mine example shows you how to create new buildings, add some animations. There you go. And add them to the game and configure their new production chains. Cool! That's really neat. Salt Mine. With the new world and mod support, the next update is going to be packed with new features, and we haven't even announced the biggest news yet. Smiley winky face. While we're working on it, I wish you was always happy playing. Yay! Mod support! So there you go. That's pretty big. That's pretty huge. There's a lot of players out there that won't play a game unless it's modded, unless you can mod it, or they figure, well, like Satisfactory, they didn't know if they were going to do mod support for it. And a lot of people were like, well, I'm not going to, yeah, looks like a cool game, but I don't want to get involved and build a community around it, or I don't want to get involved with it and spend time when I'm just going to break away from it, because you could, once a community is into that game and they go to your stream or your YouTube channel to see that gameplay, and you're like, well, I'm bored of it now because there's nothing to do with it anymore. I've done everything I want to do and I want to move on. Your community could take a hit, so mod support keeps that game alive, and you can get more content out of it. So kudos to the guys and gals over at the InfraSpace team there. So I hope you enjoyed the update. If you missed it, here it is. In the future, I'll keep an eye on these. Every Friday they come out. I don't know if they are consistent or not, but it seems like they are. So if there's something that I can skip, I'll combine it with another week. So I may, you know, it all depends on what's being, you know, communicated here. So if it's a big news, I'll cover it. The mod support is huge. So I'll cover that, of course. Next week, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to thumb it up. And because, you know, it helps the algorithm get this out. You know, other people might be looking for this kind of stuff. You know, like and subscribe it, whatever the heck you want to do with it. I don't care. Do whatever you want. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.